Hello, hello, everybody. How are you doing? Today is day two of the Leadership and Duplication Challenge. And we're going to go for 90 days, all the way till the end of November. And this is just a really powerful training on learning the different levels and understanding of how to duplicate and create leaders in your team. So, I don't know if you've been following me through the recruiting challenge and the social media challenge this whole past year, but when we're working on all these tips and tricks on how to grow your business, it's really important. So I want you to be taking really, really good notes. And I also want you to go back and review them and improve on all these systems from time to time to be sure that you're getting the best value for your downline. One of the things that you want to understand is duplication starts early. So when you're in the process of introducing somebody to an oil, or when you're in the process of showing them where the resources are, you haven't even signed them up yet. Everything you do is part of what they're learning to how to do the business themselves, how to use the oils, how to be a good customer. It doesn't matter why they sign up, right? And so think about, is this a system that you can use to be able to grow your team? So most of the time, we get lazy and we don't use systems because it seems like every situation is a little bit different. And also, the person who signed me up had done network marketing a long time and they were so confident and so all these really amazing things, right? Well, that doesn't mean that there's somebody who I could follow. Like I'd never done network marketing before. And so you want to be able to think about, well, what is going to be the best way to train or to create these startup systems for people when they've never done network marketing before versus people who've done it all the time and they know more than you do, right? And there's different levels of all of the stuff that we're talking about. So when you think about it, well, maybe maybe I should just dummy down everything so that I can capture everybody and know where they are. Well, it just doesn't work that way because if you dummy down all the systems that you have in play to capture the beginning newbies, people who've not done network marketing before, you're going to lose a lot of business in your team because it's too less for some people who've done it a lot, right? So, so for example, you have your very first exposure when you sign people up. The very first exposure comes with teaching them how to actually expose people with the oils, like how to share with them, how to sample them, right? And so the average person takes 4 to 6 times of an exposure to decide if they're going to use the oils or not. And I have done a lot of trade show booths and had a lot of classes and done a lot of videos online, taught classes at different people's houses. I've done a lot of different kinds of things. And it seems that some people still are shy about signing up until 2 or 3 or even 6 years later. So every exposure matters and makes a difference. As you're going through and sharing and teaching with people, um, so let's say I'm sitting down and I'm signing you up. No, that wasn't the right slide I wanted. Um, yeah, this is the slide I want to show you. Is if I shared a video with you, would you watch it? It's just a 5-minute video. And they say, sure, I will be happy to watch it. Then you ask them, well, when can you watch it for sure? Because they never really said that they would watch it, oh, I'll just watch it right now. You'd wanna get them to commit to a time. "I'll watch it by Friday," or "I'll watch it by 3 o'clock," or something. Say, "Okay, if you're gonna watch it by 3 o'clock, so if I contact you by 3:15, would you have watched it for sure? And, what is the best way for me to contact you? Would it be phone calling, texting, or should I just?" And so it's really strange, really, right? When you're talking to people about this kind of conversation, but so many people are loosey-goosey. When in this verbiage, when you're talking to people about this, you're actually specifically holding them accountable to something. People don't like to be held accountable, especially if you're a person listening to me share this with you. You could be going, "Well, that's a little bit harsh, don't you think?" No, we need to be speaking like this kind of specific so that people know what to expect from you. And if you were to go through and like say I'm sitting down with you and I'm signing you up and they say, okay, well, what's the process? I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to show you. Maybe weird, you know, you do this with your new people before, or even when they sign up. Hey, I'm going to show you the process. So here's part of the process. So you can write this down if you want. If I shared a video with you, would you watch it? And then you go through these steps again. It may feel weird, but tell them you're showing them the process of the business so that they understand that you're teaching every step of the way. Now, this is something that I haven't done. This I think is really great, don't you? It's really a great way to have a system that is even before they sign up. It's a system that you're using to help share the oils with. Okay. And so when we talk about sharing, like a video is a tool, essential oil is a tool. So you could replace that. If I shared with you a sample of digestion oil, would you use it? Okay. So would you use it right now? Oh no, I'm going to try it tomorrow. I'm wearing a dress or, rubbing on my stomach might be kind of weird. So let me just try it tomorrow. Okay. So what time tomorrow would you try it? Okay, by 8 o'clock in the morning. So if I called you at 8:15, would you have tried it? So you want to be very specific on following up, making sure that they know what's expected of them and that you're going to do it. So set a timer in your phone, on the calendar, whatever it ends up being. But this has you as a leader be held accountable as well, right? And they know what to expect of you. And they know that this is a serious thing that they really should follow through. They're just not playing a game with you, right? Okay, so the next thing is I want to talk to you about is what to learn. Like in these processes, when I'm talking to you about sharing a product or telling a story, we can actually even write this down as a product or tool. And the tool would be like the video, right? So when you're sharing somebody that, if I, you're going to use the framework, and I've shared this before with you guys, if I dot 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 would you? And it's the framework. Okay. If I shared you a video, would you watch it? If I shared you a sample, would you use it? If I came over to your house, would you, blah, 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 invite guests? Use that framework. It's really powerful. The second thing that you're talking about in the before you even enroll somebody is how you tell your story. Like, when I talk to people, it's like, yeah, my story is really incredible. When I tell people, they really can relate to it. So your story is similar to mine, it's like you have gut health issue, whatever. When you're talking to people about the sign up process or the what you're doing, tell it in a way that you're teaching them that this is a tool that they would need. How to share the product, like sample, if I would you, right? How to lay out the opportunity. So, do you know the business opportunity? Do you know how to do the class? How to get a person started and enrolled? Do you know how to enroll somebody? So, when I'm sitting down enrolling you, I would show you this is really easy. This is how you enroll somebody if you find that they're interested in signing up too. Is you just go here, you want to make sure this, you add this, make sure you don't have any commas or dashes in there, and you just go through and show them the process. And they may say, "Yeah, I know how to enroll myself," but no, I want to show you so that that way you could see how easy it is to enroll other people and what the systems are to watch out for. How to get them started with basic training, like how to get them to core rank, like signing up 18 people, 20 people in the first month, or whatever it is. Like, what are their goals? And you could say, like I always share to people, I got to premier in 3 months. And I wasn't even building the business. I was just so excited that sharing these oils are just ended up being very easy for me. How to communicate on social media, how to give a keynote speech, like going to convention and standing on stage. Like these are all the different levels that when you're doing it, you're teaching other people. Now, another one is how to have team support. Do you travel around? Now, when I go through and look at all these questions, I want to share with you, like, how many people on your team right now are actually using the product? If you were to go back and really, I'm going to be straight with you, you may be shocked that many are not using the oils on a day-to-day basis. Like, are you sharing, using the products, excuse me, how to use the products day to day? Like, excuse me. I use the products day in and day out. I've done videos. This is what I do on a daily basis on how to use the oils. Here's the resources I use when I can't figure something out. The more you can onboard people properly, showing them, I created this video so you can see how I use them. And maybe you use them differently. You'll want to create your own video too to show people how you use them. And you could steal some of my ideas. That's really great you know? So you'd be surprised in how many people are not even using the products. So using and sharing, right, are both in the same world. Um, so there are different ways that you can actually share these products with. Like you could do home parties, you could do hotel meetings, business luncheons, you could do social media, Zoom links, trade shows, business groups. There's many, many effective tools that you can use to be sharing, inviting, and asking them to enroll. And so you have to, at the minimum, do each one. I suspect that, learning the PowerPoint, you could just read it, or teaching a class in person, just read the sheets. These are systems that we created that make it really simple for you not to feel stuck. The sooner you do each one, the sooner you're gonna feel more comfortable about teaching these on what you feel works best for you. When I went to India, we rented out a lot of hotel spaces and did big classes. And, as soon as you start doing those, it's going to be really powerful. And then, as soon as you're going to do that, you're going to be on stage doing a keynote. So, every time you're doing something, you're teaching your downline the process of what you're doing. Now, the last time I went to India, compared to the first time, was a lot different in how many people showed up for our meetings. It's really important to be teaching people how to invite. So back to the very beginning, uh, if I shared you an invitation, would you come? If I invited you to a class, would you come? If I invited you to convention, would you come? And if so, then we can go back and use the framework, right? Use the framework. When can you are you sure? Now, shall I pick you up at 3 o'clock because class starts at 4? We can go together and we can have some coffee beforehand or some tea and get to talk to different people and stuff. Would you like that? Make that commitment so that they know how serious that is for you. Then when you're doing that, they will learn that that's something that they will need to do because it's so powerful to be speaking in such strong language and people know what is expected of them. So how many people on your team are actually inviting people? When you go through and look at these questions, here they are, you know, how many are using the product every day? How many people know how to do the opportunity and present? How many people um, know how to enroll people? How many people know how to get them started in basic training, right? So you want to flip these questions around and frame them and how your team is doing with each one of these checklists. And then you want to go back and look at, well, how do I tell my story? When do I tell it? And if I'm telling it during the Zoom class and that's the first time they heard it, is it powerful? Is it something that actually they can relate to so much that they could share it themselves, right? Okay. So now, how many people do you think are doing home meetings on your team? How many people? So, how many people do you think are doing the product? How many people are doing home meetings? How many people do you think can run and do a presentation or teach a class on their own? Right? How many people do you think can actually speak in front of a group of 10 people or 20 people or 50 or 100 or 800 or 1,000 or 20,000? Like, where's your level of duplication and what you're doing is how you're training them. So when I came to India, Suzanne, the very first time I said she had to buy all my plane tickets, and I was really worried I wasn't going to be on the same plane flight as her because, she wasn't telling me anything. And so finally I had to say, you got to show me what you're doing. I don't understand how this works. And so we got on a Zoom. She said, this is how I do it. I I pick a city a day and I do one city a day. So this day I'm working on Calcutta. We get on, we're gonna Look at the plane flights. Okay, the flight gets there, our class starts here. So which plane flight will work? And there was like 4 or 5 plane flights there. I couldn't get on the same flight as her, so we ended up scheduling one a little bit earlier. And so it's just all works out. It doesn't matter if I'm there on the same plane with her. As long as I get there, I scheduled a plane ticket, I got our hotel room, and then when you do it once, it makes it really easy for you to do it the next time. We had 15 cities we went to the first time we traveled to India. And so I every day, it took me 15 days to 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 do all that, but when you break it down, your brain doesn't get confused. It's easier to do, and yeah. So going through and thinking of each one of these, what are the systems that would be in place that are simple to help the new person get started? And then what do you do and train with somebody who's done network marketing before and is not shy about any of these things? How would you help them get going? Okay. So now we want to go through and we want to start talking about this part, which is the critical conversation during registration. So when we're in depth of doing a registration, this is really important. And I'm going to see if I can zoom up on this a little bit more so you guys could see it. The critical conversation during registration. Now, this has to be done. And if you're brand new doing doTERRA and stuff like that, and you feel uncomfortable saying this, you just work through it. You practice, role play, and make this happen because so many people are not doing it. They're just so excited that they got an enrollment and but it doesn't help if you put this person on your top line and you hope and pray that they're going to be a leader, but they're not. They don't even have any intention. So you want to be able to say this in a powerful way of and I think it just works great. So first, usually when I'm sitting there signing somebody up, I got their ID. I usually say, "Thank you for signing up. Oh my gosh, the world of essential oils is so incredible. You're going to love them." Now, notice this verbiage. Using the oils on a daily basis, you will find so much value for you and your family. So, you're setting together that they should use the oils daily, and it's for them and their family, right? To share. So, I'm using this verbiage on purpose that gives them the power to use them daily and to share them. Then I go on and I say, I have an important question to ask you, and it will help me know best how to serve you. So this question that I'm going to ask them is setting them up, to understand that it's important for me and I want to know how to serve them so it fits their needs best. Everyone falls in love with the oils, and some people find them very easy to share as they see that they actually work. You see, I have a very important place on my team. I hold specifically I hold this place specifically for people who really want to earn an income sharing the oils, and also a space for them who are willing to host classes for me from time to time, and they are a place for our amazing customers. Which one do you see for yourself? Which one do you see for yourself? So to be on my top position, that is on my top line, it is reserved for particular people who are wanting to run with me in this opportunity. Some of the requirements would be to place 100 PV order every month by the 15th of the month, host and teach classes 3 to 4 times a month, be coachable, and can spend time with as much as 20 to 40 or more hours a week. Would you be willing to do this? Does this sound like you? And if somebody says, "No, I don't wanna do that," then they don't belong on your top line. So you're gonna put them somewhere where you know that they're gonna help support some of your leaders in the volume. You can even go further and ask them a question, "Would you be willing to order every month an LRP order?" Okay, so you don't wanna be committed to the loyalty reward program. That is no problem. There's no requirement. We love our customers, and we appreciate everything for you, but this helps me know where to place you on my team so that I know that I won't be bugging you to be doing other things that you're not interested in doing at this time, and that is very good. So if yes, then any of you feel that this is, thank you, Larry. So, sorry, I got interrupted. I lost my train of thought here. Larry brought me lunch. So, see, it's great to have a team, isn't it? So, if you speak this kind of verbiage with intention, like these kinds of intention verbiage really help set you up in the very beginning. And people look at you differently as a respectable leader that is on a mission, and you're training them how to do this when they're ready. If you leave all of these steps out, you're going to be struggling with messy duplication practices. So that's what this whole program is all about is we're going to go through and talk about all the duplication practices. I would like you to take your homework today and look at the people you have already enrolled and see if you've had this position or these conversations with them at any time. I would challenge you to give them a call and say, "Hey, I was new at this when I enrolled you, and I just wanted to get some practice in, and I wanted to see about running this verbiage by you. Would you be willing to let me play and see?" And then you could use it even too for like, "Hey, would you be willing to host a class for me?" Right? So, okay. Well, anyway, you guys, we're gonna have a lot of fun this whole 90-day run, and I really appreciate you being here. Give me a thumbs up that you watched this video, and I look forward to talking to you again. Take care.